Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a form of domestic violence that a lot of people don't talk about very often, and that is financial abuse in relationships. The truth about financial abuse in relationships is that it exists not just where it is a man manipulating or withholding financial freedom from a lady, but it also happens for men. Actually, statistically, 1 in 7 men experience financial abuse, which is a form of domestic violence. And these are very sobering statistics. According to the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, up to 99% of domestic violence cases is about financial abuse. And I have my notes today because I want to be very thorough. I know that a lot of people want to believe that they are not in a situation where it is financially abusive, but I want to be clear. Many people who are struggling financially because they are with someone who is exploiting their resources. So here are some examples of exploitation: controlling or spending your money, ruining your credit history, feeling entitled to your money or your assets, where maybe someone demands that you give them your resources after you've worked long, hard hours. You work for your money, but they demand it and they require it of you. And I'm not talking about homes where you have an agreement where you get paid and you put the money in the same account. I'm talking about where pretty much your money belongs to them and you do not see that money, and they feel like they have the right to your resources. And so we want to continue to identify, how do we know when we are in this type of abusive situation? Another one is where someone purposely interferes with your finances, and that can involve using or offering to help others with your budget or financial decisions as a cover for gaining control over your finances. So they may ask someone to assist with the finances, but it's really to gain control over you. And the truth is, you guys, just like in many other domestic violence relationships, control is the goal. It's not that the person necessarily is broke or they just don't have the resources for themselves, but a lot of it is about control and kind of keeping you where they want you to be. And again, I want to stress, this is not just men towards women. This is very much where women can direct this kind of abuse toward men. Here are some other instances where you may see this show up. Someone may be interfering with your job. They start criticizing and minimizing your job of choice or career, pressuring you to quit your job, sometimes even using children as an excuse, telling you where you can and cannot work, sabotaging your work responsibilities, harassing you at work by calling, texting, or stopping by, and preventing you from working, hiding your keys, all these kinds of things that literally prevent you from doing your work. And this article here is from Very, Very Well. And I want to encourage anyone who is in a situation where you are identifying yourself as someone in a domestic violent situation. I want to encourage you to get help. Whenever we think about what we can do to help ourselves, we think about getting professional help. We think about finding someone who can assist us. We think about maybe even calling the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which is 1-800-799-7233. And the impact of financial abuse is very, very severe, you guys. It can definitely make you feel unsafe. It can leave you without your access to your money. It can leave you without your cards, your financial assets, and it prevents you from really planning for your future. And so in some cases, financial abuse may incorporate physical abuse, emotional abuse, but whatever the case may be, let us not minimize the prevalence and the devastating effects of financial abuse in relationships. Some of the ways that you can get help, again, like I said, is to find professional help, calling that hotline, but also you can access your credit report, see what is on there. There are ways to do that. And in some cases, you guys, preparing for your future. If this is a situation where you cannot leave the relationship immediately, then you ought to be thinking, how do I secure my future? How do I plan for my finances in a way where I can be responsible for my own money? And yes, unfortunately, it may incorporate some hiding and some sneaking around, but at the end of the day, I don't believe that you want to be in a financially abusive relationship for the rest of your life. And of course, protecting your personal information. Maybe, there may be an account that you have that this person does not have access to. So let me go off this paper for a second, because I want to speak to you from my heart here. There are situations where one partner earns more than the other, and for whatever reason, the partner who earns more wants to make the person who earns less put them in a position where they have to kind of be at your mercy. It is not okay to put someone in that kind of position. There are people who are hoping to be established in this country. There are people who have migrated from other countries and they are not secure in this country the way you are secure, and you know that. And so you manipulate them. You keep them in a position where they have to depend on you, where they have to come to you for everything. That is abusive. And for the people out there who call themselves Christians, who have people in financial situations where they have to beg you and, pretty much like do everything you want them to do so that you can give them some money just to go buy a few things or run a few errands. That is not okay, and it's not godly. When you are in a position financially where the other person is not, you ought to be loving and considerate and thoughtful and kind. It is not of God to use finances in any relationship to make someone feel less than, to make someone feel like they are unworthy or they are irrelevant in a relationship. That kind of abuse must stop, and we need to call it what it is. It is financial abuse. And while it may not be the physical abuse that leaves marks, it does affect someone. No one should be on this earth and feel as though they are being manipulated or they are being mistreated because of finances. Finances in relationships are already challenging as they are. We don't need to add another layer of it to try to use the money that God gives us. God is the one that gives us the strength to acquire wealth on this earth. He's the one that provides us with the opportunities to earn money. So let us use and steward that money in the best way possible, not to make people feel less than, not to manipulate others, not to abuse others, but to use all of our resources to the glory of God. So once again, you guys, I hope that you find some help if you are in that kind of situation. And I would love to hear from you. Continue to grow and give yourself some grace as you journey, and continue to subscribe and continue to share these videos and comment. I would love to hear what you think and love to hear what your opinion is on this harsh reality of financial abuse in relationships. See you next time.